rockers and rollers, priests and stoners. Welcome to Music Makers History, where we break down the killer stories behind the legends, their gear, and the jaw-dropping tales that shaped rock and roll. I'm Nick Brody, the rock and roll roadie. And today, from our Music Maker biography series, we're diving deep into the riff-ripping, cosmic shredding saga of Queen's axe-wielding wizard, Brian May. Our story kicks off on July 19th, 1947 in Hampton, England, where Brian, Harold May, was born to Harold and Ruth May. Before Brian May was bending notes and melting faces in stadiums, he was a bright-eyed kid with a brain wired for science and a heart tuned to rock and roll. He had a knack for physics, but more importantly, he had a dream: to build a guitar that could sing, scream, and wail like no other. Problem: top-tier guitars cost a fortune. Solution: build one from scratch. And who better to help than his old man, Harold May, an engineer who knew his way around wires and wood. Cue the birth of the legendary Red Special. This wasn't some factory-made Strat or Les Paul. Nope. This was homegrown rock and roll innovation at its finest. Young Brian and his dad scoured the house for parts, grabbing whatever they could find. The neck? Carved straight out of an old fireplace mantel. A piece of mahogany that had been standing for over a century. The fretboard? Hand-shaped from an old chunk of oak. The body? Plywood, blockboard, and a mahogany veneer. Smooth, sleek, and built to scream. And because they weren't exactly rolling in cash, they had to get seriously creative. Store-bought tremolo system? Too pricey. Instead, they built their own using motorcycle valve springs and a tension system that could take a beating. The pickups? Hand-wound from electrical wire. Tuning pegs? Ripped off a busted banjo. Even the control knobs came off a broken radio. This bad boy was a Frankenstein's monster of pure, unfiltered rock and roll power. It had a sustain that could last for days, and it responded to feedback like no other guitar out there. First time Brian plugged it in? Magic. The Red Special wasn't just a guitar, it was an extension of his soul. And when he finally started shredding with a little band called Smile, which soon morphed into Queen, it became the sound of a rock revolution. And now, this is what my wife would call a useless fact. Brian May doesn't use a traditional plastic guitar pick. I used to play with those little plastic picks, but I always found that they were too bendy. I couldn't really feel what was happening as the thing touched the strings. I went into harder and harder picks until they were too stiff. Then one day I picked up a coin which happened to be a sixpence, and I thought, that's all I need. By the mid-70s, Queen was lighting up the charts and burning down the rule book of rock and roll. Hits like Killer Queen, Tie Your Mother Down, and the foot-stomping stadium chant beast that is We Will Rock You, written by Brian himself, put his six-string sorcery front and center. Then came A Night at the Opera, 1975, and the song that changed everything, Bohemian Rhapsody. That solo, pure May magic. The Red Special wails, cries, and soars like an operatic banshee, and that's all Brian's fingers, no pedals needed. By the 80s, Queen had conquered the world. Their Live Aid set in 1985, still what I believe is the greatest live performance of all time. What do you think is the greatest live performance of all time? Let me know what you think in the comments. In 1991, tragedy struck.
Good morning from Sarah and me. The time now is 7 o'clock. You're watching Breakfast News from the BBC. The headlines this morning, Monday, the 25th of November. And Rock star Freddie Mercury is dead. The lead singer of Queen announced only 2 days ago that he had AIDS.
Freddie Mercury passed away due to complications from AIDS. Freddie Mercury's passing in '91 hit Brian like a freight train. Lost in grief, he turned to music and the stars, literally. See, Brian never forgot his first love, science. So, while still rocking stadiums, he went back to school. In 2007, the dude earned a freaking PhD in astrophysics. Not only did he return to Imperial College London to finish his studies, but he even worked with NASA on space projects. Guitar hero by day, cosmic explorer by night. Even with his head in the stars, Brian never left rock and roll behind. Queen found a new frontman in Adam Lambert, and together they kept the legend alive, selling out arenas worldwide. Through it all, one thing has never changed. Brian May still plays the Red Special. Same guitar, same parts, same fire. Forget the fancy new models. This old fireplace-born six-string is still as Excalibur. And that, my fellow rockers, is what makes Brian May a legend among legends. From the garage to the cosmos, from homemade guitar to rock history, this is the story of a true music maker. If you like this video, please smash that subscribe button. Give me a like, drop a comment, and share this with your crew. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll know every time we drop a new episode. Help a roadie out. Until the needle drops again. Nick Brody Rock and Roll Roadie, out. If you like this video, here's another one for you to check out.